My wonderful brothers and sisters, I want to take this opportunity to welcome you all to this channel, and I want to say thank you very much for tuning in. For those that have tuned in, I know it is not a mistake or it is not a coincidence, because personally I don't believe in coincidences, but I believe in somebody being led by the Spirit of God to come across this video that I'm actually sharing right now. This is one of the most saddest moments, so to speak, both in specifically in the United States of America and also to the world, because this is actually a force between good and evil. It's not about race, it's not about, our background, it's not about the countries or how we were raised, but it is about good and evil, what is good and what is right. It is sad that this guy, who was an activist, and I think he was a Republican activist, a young man who was very brilliant, a man who was very smart. And I remember sometimes back I used to follow a lot of things, a lot of his videos, listening to his reasoning and how he's actually countering different vices in the society. And one thing that resonated with me is that he's a strong believer. He's a strong believer of a family, and he's a strong believer also of the Lord Jesus Christ. And that is something that made me actually start following him up. It is sad that this guy called Charlie Kirk, at one time in an event, he was actually shot by an assassin, which is very sad, very, very sad. It's very, very sad. You cannot even try to think or even try to imagine that your enemy will go through such a tragedy that this guy actually went through. He was normally just as usual in his normal, events, debating with people, mostly in universities, institutions and all that. And this time he was in one of the universities in Utah. And that is where he was assassinated, in Utah, which is actually sprouting eyes. People are asking, why Utah? Why Utah? Is this a coincidence or something? Why Utah? And this is something so terrible, very, very terrible. And I remember at one time the prophet Russell M. Nelson said, we may differ politically, we can differ politically, we can differ in the way we look at things, but it should not reach a point whereby now we are so angry against one another, to an extent that now, like this tragedy has happened, that this brother ended up losing his life. And these are some of the things, for those who may have not known who Charlie Kirk was. This is some of the events that he used to do, and this was likened to the same event that he was doing way in the Utah Valley University, something like that. And that's where the assassin took away his life. This is very sad. And let's just listen to some of the things that he was actually advocating for. Please welcome.
I'm assuming that it's very bloated, and I'm just going to guess that 2 million...
than 90% of the American people that actually want to make something of their life and, have kids and...
No, and I could... Everyone I'm surrounded with has a completely different view from me, and I
Not everybody.
No, and this is the people here, to find them, it feels like you're sifting through a needle in a haystack.
You want a hat?
Sure.
All right, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you. Next question. Disagreements, come to the front of the line. Yes.
So I have a couple points that I want to talk about in illegal immigration. Is it okay if I say all of them with no interruptions? Okay, cool. So first, illegal immigrants power our economy. They're 50% of U.S. farm workers, harvesting the food on our tables, and fill 70% of construction jobs in states like Texas. They pay $13 billion annually in taxes, including $2 billion to Social Security that they can't claim. Deporting them would slash agricultural output by $60 billion and raise food prices by 6%. Why gut our farms and wallets when these workers fuel our prosperity? That's my first point. Second point. They strengthen our communities with lower crime rates. So in Texas, undocumented immigrants have a 26% lower homicide conviction rates. So, which is 2.2 per 100,000 versus 3 for native-born citizens. Nationally, immigrants are incarcerated at half the rate of native-born, where it's 0.85% versus 1.71%. That's according to Bureau of Justice Statistics from 2019. So if safety is your goal, why deport people who make our streets safer? This is my third point. Mass deportation tears apart American families. Over 4.4 million U.S. citizens, children have an undocumented parent, and in Texas, 1 in 7 kids lives in a mixed status household. Okay, this is my fourth point. Deportation is a fiscal nightmare. Removing 11 million people would cost $315 to $400 billion. More than the entire Homeland Security budget, and shrink our GDP by 1.7 trillion over 10 years. And this is my last point. Our immigration system is broken, pushing people to cross illegally. Visa waits Mexicans can exceed 20 years, and the asylum blockage is 1.3 million cases, with hearings 4 to 6 years out. Okay.
You done?
That's pretty much it. Yeah.
All right, so without looking at the phone, look at me. What should the penalty be for breaking into America?
I think there should be a system where it's more merit-based. So if this person...
No, penalty. So what is the penalty? So what should happen to you?
It's not a felony, it's a misdemeanor.
No, it is. That's not true. It's 8 U.S.C. 1312. You can look it up right now.
It's a felony if it's done twice. If you try to cross the border, that is correct.
That is not correct.
I Googled it, dude.
To illegally go across the southern border with the well intent to come into harbor yourself into the interior of the United States, the violation of 8 U.S.C. 1312, which is a felony in the federal criminal code. Now, it can be enforced as a misdemeanor, or it can be upwards to 5 years in prison. Okay. Now, I want to know, since it's a felony, law in the books, 8 U.S.C. 1312, what should the penalty be?
Well, in my opinion, these kinds of laws are usually they're what do you call it? They're sorry. Usually the sorry. Wait, sorry. Can I check my phone real quick? I apologize. Can you repeat the question? Sorry.
What should the penalty be, for someone that breaks or comes into America illegally? What should the penalty be?
I think there should be a merit system where the people... Okay, the penalty... All right,
that's not the answer. It's a very simple moral and legal question.
Okay,
what should the penalty be if you come into America illegally?
Okay, so since it's a misdemeanor, not a felony, misdemeanors
I just told you it's not 8. You can look up on your chat GPT what is 8 USC. Look up what is 8 USC 1312.
No, I know. I've already looked it up.
Yes,
when it's your second time crossing the border illegally, then it becomes a felony.
It can be, and it is enforced as a felony, and it usually is done as a misdemeanor citation because no one has the stones to do 20 million felony applications.
Okay.
So I just want to ask, what should the penalty be then for someone that comes into this country illegally?
Usually there's 3 ways that go about this when there's a penalty. There's either like a fine, or there's some kind of public service that this person does, or you send them back.
Send them back. I agree. That's what we should do.
Okay. So this is interesting. So one of the statistics that I read said that illegal immigrants don't cause as much they don't break the law as often as people who are native born.
Well, hold on,
that is statistic.
So that is what he was actually trying to do, civic education. letting young people, especially young Americans, know what exactly the law is, and young Americans also to know what is right and wrong. And he was advocating for things that are very clear, things that are, are shaping the human society, and things to do with the rule of law, and what Americans are supposed to look at things in a perspective of humanity. No, even though there are some who will say that he was so much cruel and he was causing division on his philosophy and his comments, and there are some who never took it well with him. But you see, that is actually an opinion, and people's opinion are people's opinion. No one has a right to, take away somebody's life simply because they had a different opinion other than yours, your own opinion. And it is so sad that this has really happened, that this young man had to lose his life because somebody felt offended and decided now to do away with him, which is something so incorrigible. Very, very much incorrigible. And I think there are things that we need to be rational when handling things. And the fact that somebody may hold a different opinion, that one does not mean that you must actually be, be mad because they are holding a different opinion. And it's so to speak, those are type of people that we do have even today in this life. It's strange that is how some people, we have such a people in this life, which is very, very strange. And it is so sad that Charlie Kirk was actually assassinated while doing these events. And the person that assassinated him, actually he's also another young man. Very, very young man, Samuel Robinson. That is what I saw from what the FBI's had given their reports, and they were still investigating further over these killings. It is so sad, and our heart goes to his family and relatives, and we pray the Lord will give them comfort in these hard times and periods. And we need to be good. Just be good wherever you are. Follow the prophet. Listen to what the prophet is saying. Just be good people, Avoid contention and avoid killing people. Just be good. Otherwise, thank you very much. God bless you. Looking forward to see you again next time. Thank you.